Starting with the latest on Ukraine, we continue to see heartbreaking scenes of families trying to flee the country. Talk of a new ceasefire to facilitate evacuations, but as you know, past attempts have repeatedly failed. The people of Ukraine are living through a cycle of fear and uncertainty. This morning, President Zelensky came out with a new message. He addressed that proposal from Poland to send fighter jets to Ukraine through a U.S. air base in Germany that has already been rejected by the Pentagon.
Meanwhile, the White House has delivered another blow to the Russian economy with that ban on Russian oil imports to the U.S. Now, that effect is being felt all over Russia. It's being felt here at home as well, with already sky-high gas prices expected, Robin, to soar even more.
And we do have team coverage this morning from the White House to Ukraine. Our senior foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, there on the ground in Kyiv, starts us off. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, Robin. We're inside one of the main hospitals inside Kyiv. They are receiving the war wounded. So soldiers, yes, but also civilians, many of them with bullet wounds, others with shrapnel wounds, multiple traumas, and they're having to work around the clock, doing shifts. The doctors aren't leaving here to treat the increasing number of casualties. Meanwhile, we have the 6 humanitarian corridors, temporary ceasefires to try and allow people to escape the fighting.
This morning, thousands of civilians attempting to flee their homes again amid renewed attempts at local ceasefire agreements. Previous ones have repeatedly failed. Well, that is what a Russian ceasefire sounds like. We're on the outskirts of the town of Irpin. We've been hearing the sound of bombardment over the last hour as civilians try to get out, as ambulances try and go in and rescue people, as they try and use the opportunity to get out of the town and to safety. But still, there are dangers. Still, there's bombardment. Among those seeking refuge are some of the most vulnerable, the elderly, who can't travel on their own. We spoke with 85-year-old Nina Mikhailova, who was forced to flee the bombing. She says, "I can't believe it. Since my childhood, I thought the Russians and Ukrainians were fraternal people. How could this happen?" A caregiver writing her information on her arm with a pen in case she gets lost during the evacuation. Amid the talk of ceasefires, the attacks go on. Malin struck overnight, destroying homes, and the emergency services saying 5 people were killed, including 3 babies born last year. One area where a humanitarian corridor was established under a temporary ceasefire is Sumy, near the Russian border. 5,000 civilians successfully evacuated by bus on Tuesday. But their city has been devastated. In this video circulating online, the sound of tank fire can be heard in the distance as civilians prepare to leave. The Ukrainian military releasing this footage, they claim, shows a column of destroyed Russian tanks and other vehicles in the Sumy region. Ukrainian troops seen with captured ammunition. But conditions for many are now dire. The southern city of Mariupol has been under siege for days, cut off without power or heating, and now running low on supplies. An attempt to get people out from there failed after Ukraine said Russian mortars struck an evacuation route. For those trying to flee, the journey to safety has been long and difficult. And as Matt Gutman saw, it isn't over yet.
This is the prop room at the Resurrection Theater. It is now filled with donations. On this side, you can see stuffed animals. There are books over there. A family here eating breakfast. And in here, I want you to see something. This is the main theater hall where 27 people sleep at night. Now, the mayor of Lviv says that every institution in this city is now filled with refugees. There are 200,000 of them in this city. He says they can't take any more. They need outside help.
In another blow to the Russian economy, President Biden now banning imports of Russian oil into the United States.
Americans have rallied to support their Ukrainian people and made it clear we will not be part of subsidizing Putin's war.
This comes as a senior U.S. defense official says that despite fierce resistance, the Russian invasion force is still 95% intact. And the CIA director warning Russia could soon escalate its attacks even further.
Putin is angry and frustrated right now. He's likely to double down and try to grind down the Ukrainian military with no regard for civilian casualties.
Ukraine's asked for fighter jets to help stop the onslaught, but confusion among NATO allies after Poland said it had turned over Soviet-era MiG-29 fighter jets to America to give to the Ukrainian military. US officials caught off guard, and the Pentagon dismissing the proposal as untenable, adding, "It's simply not clear to us that there is a substantive rationale for it."
Ukrainian President Zelensky appealing directly to Russian soldiers this morning to leave, saying, "We won't surrender."
Zelensky rallying not just his own nation, but others too. Addressing the British Parliament, borrowing from the rousing words of its wartime leader, Winston Churchill. Saying, "We will fight in the forests, the fields, the shores and in the streets." It was an unprecedented moment, receiving a rousing standing ovation.
Well, we're hearing that there's been a mass casualty event. Possibly one of those humanitarian corridors has been hit. We're seeing patients coming through, but we should kill the broadcast right now. We don't want to show anything graphic, but that is what life is like here in Kyiv right now.
My goodness. Okay, Ian, thanks very much. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.